Well, it's such a beautiful day outside today. I thought I would bring the camera out, actually my computer, outside and do our signs outside today. Beautiful fall day. We don't get very many of these, so makes it more interesting than a boring classroom sometimes. So anyway, today I'm going to add a few signs for our new little pre-K'er. Just some real basic signs that we're working on with him that might be helpful to you as well. We learned last week the color yellow, and remember when I showed you the letter Y, we did it like this, and so for yellow we just shake it, and that's yellow. I'll do another video later that shows you all the colors, but for this video, just to keep it a little bit shorter, I'm just going to show you what we're working on for the week. So last week was yellow, and this week will be blue. So we're going to make the blue. If you watch the alphabet video, this is how I showed you to make the B, and we're just going to do the same thing as we did with the Y. We're just going to shake it. So yellow and blue, we're going to work on the number 1, which is this shape, and then the letter B, which I've already shown you. Some of the signs that we worked on last week were apple. We're going to make the A shape, and we're going to use the knuckle of our hand to touch the side of our chin, and we're going to twist that, and that means apple. Apple. And then we also worked on sun, and we're going to pretend like we're taking the sunlight out of the sky. We're going to twist it around, and we're going to shine it on ourselves, on our heads. So we're going to, and we do a little twist, like we pull it, we twist it around, and we do sun. And one of my little ones was out during recess, the first day the sun came out, the first time the sun came out. She looked up at the sun, and she looked at me, and she reached up and she did the sign for sun on her face. She was so thankful that the sun came out that day. So I thought that was very sweet. We also worked on a few basic directional signs. Sorry, the wind's up a little bit, so my papers are blowing. We're working on sit, and we're going to pretend like this is a chair. These are our legs, and we're just going to sit down, sit. So he already knows that one. And then we're also working on things like yes and no. So for yes, we're going to pretend like this is our little head, and this is the letter S, and we're just going to shake it up and down for yes. So you would think no would be like this, right? But it's not. This is yes. And then for no, we're going to hold up our two fingers and our thumb, and we're going to come down like this. No. And you can do that gently, like no, no. Or you can do it pretty forceful. No. Depending on what the situation is. So no. Same thing with yes. Sometimes we go yes, yes, or sometimes like yeah. So it just depends on the situation, how you want to use those. We're also working on bathroom. We're going to take our T, like the letter T, and we're just going to shake it back and forth. Most deaf people use this for bathroom. It actually is the sign for toilet, which we don't usually say in English very often, but that's what the deaf people prefer. A more polite way would be an R, and you just bounce it R, R for restroom, but we just do this in our classroom. We also do wash hands, so you just mimic washing your hands. And then the sign for soap is you're going to pretend like there's soap on there, and you're scooping it back towards you. Soap. And then water, we're going to do a W sign, and we're going to take our index finger and touch it to the side of our chin, kind of below our lip. You can do it in the front too. Water or water. And that also stands for if you want to drink a water, just any kind of water. And then throw away, of course. We're going to pretend like the trash is right here, and we're just going to scoop it off our hand into the trash. So throw away. We're also working on eat, which is just taking our fingers, our closed fingers, and putting them to our mouth. Eat. And then for nap time or sleep, we're just laying our head down on our hands. There's a couple other ways you can do that, but just for simplicity, we're doing this one for right now. So that can be sleep or nap or lay down or bedtime, whatever you need it to be. And I think that's it for our pre-K'er for now. So let's move on to our first graders. They have 3 spelling words. They're going to do the color red, And we're just going to take our index finger and touch our lips, our bottom lip, and that's the sign for red. Red. And then our next sign is bed. So we'll probably do this. You can also do one hand if you want to for bed. And then if my paper will just stay down for a second, make my life easier. Okay, one more. Fed. So we're gonna do two hands. We're gonna do one here and one just a little bit below, and then we're gonna pretend like we're giving the food, kind of like how a mama bird gives the food to the baby bird. So fed or feed. And then our spelling words are going to be ant, and for ant we're going to make the A shape like this. We're going to hold it down like so, and then we're going to put little creepy crawly legs under it, and we're going to move it around, and that's going to be our sign for ant. The kids like that one. And then ox, there really is no sign for ox. I looked and looked. We're just going to spell it O-X. Okay? Alright, so that takes care of our first graders. Moving up to our third grader, he's going to be doing all kinds of spelling words about birthday parties. So our first word for him is cake. We're going to pretend like this is the cake platform, the plate. And we're going to take the letter C and we're going to cut the cake. Cut the cake like this. Let me turn around so you can see it this way. Cut it and cut it. So cake, okay? And then our next word is makes. So we're just going to put one fist on top of the other and we're going to twist. Make, okay? Or makes, either one. Our next word is game. The best part for the kids. Cake is the best part for me, but anyway, for games, we're going to hold our thumbs up like we're doing the number 10, but with both hands, and we're going to bump our knuckles together. Games. Like you do when you do really well in a sport and you bump knuckles. Game. Our next word is sing. And when we sing, our voice comes out. And so we're going to kind of come up from our neck and out. And we're going to pop those fingers up to show all the notes coming out. Sing. Another sign for sing, if you hold your arm out and a little bit of an angle and take your other arm, other hand and sweep it like you're directing the music. That can be music, sing, song, any of those things. Alright? Okay, our next word is bring. Like bring me some cake or bring me some presents. And so that's a directional sign. It depends on where it's coming from. If it's coming from you, I want you to bring it. I'm going to reach out to you and I'm going to pull it back. So just set that present right there on my hand and I'll pull it back. Alright, if it's coming from somewhere over here, you can do the same thing. Or if I want this child to take something to that child, I will say, so it's very directional. Our next word is presents. This one we're going to use P's for present. You can use G for gifts, P for present, and we're just going to give that. Okay, so that will be present. And then our next one is candle. So we have our little candle, our little birthday candle, and then we're going to put a flame on top and it's going to flicker like that. Candle. The next word is party. So we're going to do two Y's for this one, and we're going to kind of sweep back and forth like this. Party. The reason that's important to know is that there's another sign that's similar to party, and that's play. It's using the same hand shapes, both hands, but we're going to shake those back and forth. So this is play, and this is party. Okay? Alright. And then the last one for him is going to be birthday. There's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you the way we do it in our class. We use our middle finger, we touch our chin, and we touch our chest. Birthday. So if you want to say happy birthday, this is happy birthday. Another way you can sign it is birth, like you have the baby and you're putting it in the mother's arms. And then day, This is the D, and this is the sun day. So it could be birth day. But it's a lot easier to go birthday. So we do that one. Okay, we're ready to move up to our 5th graders. Our young lady is going to be working on some words that we actually covered with our other student last week. Island is one. So we're going to show our land, and we're going to take an eye, and we're going to move it around in a circle to show the island. Island. Our next one is walked. So these are going to be our feet, and we're just going to pretend like we're walking. And remember, I told you last time that you could do the past tense by doing this or throwing it behind your shoulder. So it could be walked or walked, either one. Climber. So you're just going to pretend like you're climbing up the rungs of a ladder. Climb. And then we add this sign for the end of it, and that means a person that climbs. This is showing a person. So a climber would be climb, person. Okay, our next one is listen, and we're going to make the 3 hand shape. We're going to put the thumb up to our ear like this, and we're going to wiggle our fingers. Listen. And this is all those little sounds that are coming into our ears. Listen. You can also do this. This is kind of the all-purpose sign everybody knows. The universal sign, that's what I'm thinking of. Universal sign. So you could do this, but the sign is listen. Okay, number 5 is scent, like you smell something, and you're just going to pretend like you're bringing that smell up to your nose. Scent, that's also smell. The next word is whistle, and you're just going to put your 2 fingers like the O shape. Can you see that? And you're going to put that in your mouth, and you're going to imitate whistling. Now, I can't whistle that way. I envy people who can, but just for sign language, for people to understand, we do that, just show whistle. Because if I just go, they wouldn't know what that meant, and I can't whistle that way either. So really, that one's definitely better. Okay, our next word is express. Remember when I showed you the sign for seeing, how it kind of comes out like this? Same thing for express. It's the same sign. Express. We're showing you all our emotions and our feelings. We're expressing. And expression is a little bit different. We really look for expressions on faces. So in front of our face, we're going to make the X signs, and we're just going to go up and down in front of our face. Expression. Okay? Or express. I'm sorry. Express, expression. Our next word, I think I got that backward. Express. Sorry. Express, expression. Okay. I think I'm straight there. Okay. Sorry about that. Our next one is mission. We also had this one last week for our other 5th grader, and that's going to be a goal that we're working to. So this is what we want, and we're working our way to that. Okay? Mission, and then attention. All the kids know this one because I use it quite a bit. Attention. Pay attention. So when I want them to pay attention, I'm going to bring it back towards me. If I'm kind of getting on to them that they're not paying attention, I'll go, pay attention. But attention, you can do it a couple times. Then number 11 is enough, and that's the same sign for plentiful or full. We have a cup, it's overflowing. It's kind of like a cup of flour, and you when you're baking and you get a cup of flour and it's kind of overflowing, and so you're just gonna scoop off or scrape off the excess. So full, enough, plentiful. And then our next word, which is our last word for her, is friend. And so we're going to take our fingers and we're going to crook them together, and that's the sign for friend. And I love that sign. I really do. One of my favorites. Okay, so that takes care of all of our spelling. And oh no, I still have one more 5th grader. Okay, sorry. I switched my list around. Okay, our final spelling list. Number 1 is rough. And you're just going to show like this is sandpaper, and you're scraping your nails against it to show that it's rough. Rough. Ugh. Ugh, can't even stand the thought of it. Enough. Same sign I just showed you for full. Enough. Fragile, and I don't really even know how to explain this sign, but you're going to take your middle finger, kind of, don't touch your shoulder, but towards your shoulder, pretty close to your shoulder, and you're just going to swing it out. Fragile. Again, I don't know why that's the sign. Sometimes it just is. And then our next word is few, and you're going to start, I always do this one backwards because I always start like pinky. Start with your index finger, and you're just going to run those across your thumb. Few. Okay? Can you see? Let me do it this way. Few. Can't really see it that way either. Try this way. Few. Okay? Alright, so few. Our next one is physical, and physical is talking about our body, so we're going to show here and then down our waist. Physical, body, either one. Our next word is misbehave, and that is bad behavior. So the sign for bad, you're going to put your fingers on your chin, you're going to twist that out, that means bad, and the behavior, we're just going to shake our hands back and forth together. You could do the B if you want to. Behavior, bad behavior, misbehaving. The next one is unimportant. So we're going to do un means not. You're going to take your thumb underneath your chin and come out. It means not. And then important, we're going to spread out our got 4 fingers up on each hand, touch your pinkies, and we're going to come around in a circle, I'm sorry, I told you wrong. Make the O shape, sorry. O shape, touch your pinkies, come around together. That means important. Make sure you start with your pinkies and come back. Okay, that's important. Because if you go the other way, that means family. Okay? All the people in your family, all the little fingers are all your people in your family. And they are important. So, important comes back towards you. Okay? The next one is, so unimportant would be not important. Okay? Alright, the next one is unable. We're going to do the same thing for un. We're going to come out, not, and then able. We're going to make A hand shapes, and we're going to bounce them down. That means able, ability. So unable, not able to do that. Oh, I don't know if you can hear those kids screaming. Apparently there's something going on over there. Our next word is disappoint. And it's one of those I don't really understand either. One of my papers just went flying across the yard. But it's disappoint. You're going to touch your chin 2 times. Disappoint. And then our next one is stuffed. Like you're stuffing a toy animal. So you're just going to pretend like you're holding it. And you're putting all that stuffing in there. Stuffing it. If you're saying you're stuffed because you're full, you're going to go full. All the way up to here. We always say that, right? Like we're so full up to here. And that's the sign for it. And we just have a couple left, so hang in there with me. Our next one is disagree, and that means that we think the opposite. We don't agree. So think, fingers together and pull apart, opposite. And then our last one for today is misunderstand. And we're going to start with our index finger to our head with the number 2, and we're going to twist it around. Misunderstand. Whatever we thought we heard, it got turned around, mixed up. Misunderstand. Okay, I'm sorry for the long video. I hope this has been helpful to you. Please look in the future. I want to do another video with colors and shapes and a few other things. But that is our vocabulary for this week. Have a great week, and thank you so much for all your support at home. I had to pick up my mouse that fell on the ground. All right. Bye, guys.